Hi, I'm Handy Mora from bloggingforcoaches.com. The title of today's video is 3 Steps to Firing Your Webmaster and Create a Kick-Ass Blog. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say ass or not, but I just did. So anyways, this blog and this video post is not intended to offend any webmaster out there. I mean, I myself, I do some consulting work, I do some WordPress customization, so there's no offense to any webmaster out there. I just want to make sure that's straight and clear. The idea of this post is to get people who are intimidated by technology and don't have necessarily a lot of money to get started with a blog, show them how easy it is to do it themselves. I'm just going to talk a little bit about what costs are involved as well. So I'm not saying get rid of your webmaster at all completely. I'm saying you can get started without one, then use one later to kind of add more finesse to your blog. Okay, so there's 3 steps I want to talk about. I want to talk about how to set up your domain and host. First of all, what a domain is, what a host is, or a web hosting company is. I'm going to cover a little bit about that. 2, I'm going to show you how to install WordPress on your host, on your web hosting company with 1 click. I'm not kidding you here, 1 click. So that's step number 2. Step number 3 is you want to take your blog and you want to customize it. You want to give it a nice look and feel, or what's also known as a theme. So I show you where to get themes. Some are free, some are paid. I show you how easily you can install it yourself. So, sound good? Let's get started. So the first step is what I'm calling the domain host equation. So what's a domain? Domain is simply a name on the internet. Well, you've got a name, I've got a name. But on the internet, you need some kind of unique identifier or a name. So domain is simply your name. Now, domain is useless by itself because the domain has to point you to some space on the internet or some computer on the internet so you can see something like a WordPress blog or an image or a video. So that's what a host is. A host is simply a computer sitting somewhere on the internet that has all your files, your videos, your images, your WordPress files on it. So domains and hosts, they typically go together. So you have a web hosting company that will supply you a domain and hosting space. And typically, you're looking about $10 a year for a domain. So that's per year, so it's really cheap. And then hosting companies will charge you between $5 and $10 a month and to give you some kind of space on the internet. Now, I want to give you some few pointers about how to choose a hosting company. First tip is reliability. That is number 1, right? You're running a business, so you want to make sure that the hosting company is reliable. Make sure they're what they call the uptime, or the time the system is always up, is, they claim 99% or 100% of the time. Now, mind you, every computer will go down at some point or will be rebooted. There's gonna be a glitch once in a while. Don't worry about it. But the idea is to have maximum uptime. You're never gonna get 100% uptime. So first is reliability. Second is customer service. That's really important, especially if you're just getting started. So you want to see if they have email support or do they have phone support. If you prefer phone support, some companies don't offer that anymore, or you have to pay extra for that. So keep an eye out for the customer service. Another important part, because we're talking about WordPress blogs, is you want to make sure they have an easy WordPress installation option. A lot of these hosting companies will advertise that. It's a benefit to the user, so they're going to promote, easy WordPress installation. So if you don't see that wording exactly like that, you should look for something that they promote that's called Fantastico. Now, Fantastico is just an application that usually is running, that the web hosting companies include, which lets you easily, with a few clicks, install WordPress. So keep an eye out for the word Fantastico in their marketing material. And the last thing I want to talk about is space. Don't get excited about when they claim unlimited space, because space is not really an issue when you're talking about a WordPress blog, because typically your actual WordPress software, it's very, very small. So space is not really an issue. Space becomes an issue when you want to start putting videos. But in reality, you don't want to put your videos on the same computer, the same server, or the same host as your WordPress blog, because if you have a lot of traffic to your video, and people watching your videos, then it's going to slow down your WordPress blog for other visitors when they come. So the idea is you don't want to have your videos and your WordPress blog on the same place anyways. So this unlimited space is not an issue, because typically you put videos on YouTube or other video hosting sites like Amazon S3, for example. So, I mean, the gist of it is you don't need to worry about unlimited space. It's not a huge, space is not really an issue when it comes to installing a WordPress blog. And just a small tip, don't go for the cheapest. Just from my experience, you get what you pay for. So don't go for the cheapest option. Go for something that you got recommended from a friend or you've read good reviews online. So the ones that I use and I recommend are, the one I use is called DreamHost. So that's the ones I recommend. I've been using it for 3-4 years. Customer service is great. Reliability is good. It's pretty good. I wouldn't say the best, but it's really good. And HostGator is another one. I don't have personal experience with it, but I've heard good things about it. And another one I kept hearing good things about is Bluehost. Now, all three of these have the option for an easy WordPress installation. Okay, so I'm just going to show you quickly how easy it is to purchase a domain name from my company, for example, DreamHost. So I'm going to go in to my DreamHost, log into my control panel, and show you how to buy a domain. I'm going to go buy my own name, handymora.com, as a domain, and you're going to see it live as I buy it. Okay, now I've logged into my DreamHost control panel, and this is what I see. So what I want to do is under the Manage Domains, I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to add a new domain. So I'm going to go simply here and go www.handymora.com. I want to buy my own domain, my own name domain. And the only option I really need to set is what username I want to connect with this. You'll use this later on when you or your webmaster needs to fix something along the way. So if you're a first-time user, you can create a new user. I'm just going to tie it to one of my existing usernames. And that's it. That's as simple as it. I scroll down and I just say fully host this domain. Okay, now I've just registered the space that's going to host all the data or all the files for my WordPress blog for handymora.com. Now the next step, which I probably should have done first, was to actually buy the name. So this is what costs $10. So I'm going to go register handymora.com now. Now I'm just going to use the default option and hit continue. Now it's going to ask me, want to register for 1 year, 2 year. I'm going to leave it as 1 year. You can always renew it later. And the last step is to enter your credit card information. That's it. In 15 minutes, I'm going to get an email telling me I'm the proud owner of handymora.com, which is the domain name I just registered. It cost me $10 for the year. And what we also did was we set up the server to be ready to point any customer who goes to handymora.com is going to point them to a particular folder. Now this folder, which is sitting on the DreamHost computer, is where we're going to install WordPress in the next step.